How's it going, guys? RipleyGames here with another free thumbnail pack, this time for Season 2 Reloaded of Black Ops Cold War and Warzone. Now basically what I've included for you guys is a bunch of renders, some gun cutouts, logos, some effects, and a ton of backgrounds, as well as some color correction, so that you guys can go ahead and jump into thumbnail making and get your content out as quickly as you possibly can without having to rely on a designer like myself to get you a thumbnail in a timely manner. So this is great if you're in a pinch, you just need a quick thumbnail. It's really easy to use. I'm gonna go ahead and show you everything that's in the pack. The download for this pack is in the description. So just go ahead, look in the description. That's where you're gonna find the download for the pack. It's 100% free. Never charge you guys for this stuff. And yeah, let's hop right into what's in the pack. Alright, so after you download the pack and you open it in Photoshop or whatever software that you have that reads PSD files, it's very important. I get a lot of comments asking me what type of software they can use or you can use to use this. You have to use something that reads PSD files. Obviously PSD is a Photoshop format, but there are other softwares on the market that are free or really cheap that do read PSD. So I use Photoshop, so that's what I'm going to be showing you guys. I'm not going to do any GIMP or Paint, whatever tutorials. This is what I use, and a lot of these same techniques can be used in similar softwares. You just have to tinker around and find them. All right, let's hop into it anyway. Here we go. So when you hop in, you're going to see this hide me, so you're going to want to hide it. That's just my little splash art for the pack. And let me go ahead and show you guys the color corrections that we have. So I've got 6 color corrections here. They're just various styles so that you can change either a part of your thumbnail or the entire thumbnail. Next up, we have the 3D renders. And I know that's what a lot of you guys are here for. So what I've included is this Park with the ray gun, Naga with this Dark Aether LC10, Wolf, another Wolf. He's the new operator for this season, or the Season 2 Reloaded. Now Revis is also new, but she hasn't been released yet, so I didn't feel comfortable putting her in this pack. I will release an update once she is out, or you could just make sure to follow me on Twitter. I might just link it there on Twitter. And then we have this clown, the money bag, and the loadout crate. I believe I included the money bag and the loadout crate in a previous thumbnail pack, but I know not all of you have that one. And I still think that those two things can be pretty useful if you're trying to showcase certain modes or just trying to add some additional elements to your thumbnails. Next up, we have these Dark Aether weapon camos, or weapon camo cutouts. So I included the most popular guns right now. So for example, the AUG, the MP5, the FFAR, and the Tundra. And they're all cut out super high quality, nice transparent, so yeah. Then I included some logos for you guys. This Black Ops Cold War logo, the Season 2 Reloaded logo in white, and then the Season 2 Reloaded logo in black. Next up, we have some effects. Now this time around, I included some pre-made tags for you guys. I do have a thumbnail pack where I made a tag that you guys can customize, but I noticed that in using them, a lot of you weren't actually adjusting them, so they were kind of just like the default shape. So I went ahead and just made you some typical tags. So for example, we have the new one, we have the buffed one, and we have the nerfed tag. So you have 3 tags that you can use now, all pre-made. Next up in the effects panel, we have some stuff that you can add to the background or to the overall effect of your thumbnail. Anything that's a screen on it, like this fire, the water, the smoke, and the bokeh or bokeh effect. Whenever it's a screen, you want to make sure that the blending mode of your layer is set to screen, otherwise it will not work. So we have this fire one. That one works best on a dark background. You have this water one, which just adds like these little ripples around. I included 2 3D effects that I use sometimes in thumbnails. For example, this 50 caliber bullet drop. It's just the shell casings from the bullets dropping from the sky. And then the C4 drop. I've never used this one before. It's been sitting in my accessories, my extras folder for a while, so I figured I'd give that to you guys. You might have use for it. You have this smoke effect, and you have this bokeh or bokeh effect that you can put behind anything. So that's it for the effects. Next up, we have backgrounds. I included a lot of backgrounds. I figured we'd introduce some variety this time around. So we've got the typical COD clouds, like the blue sky. You've got Raid. You've got the season 2 background. You've got Golova, Moscow, Campaign Sunset, Sanatorium, the harp, the ice drake. Now you can use this as a background or you can use it to showcase the ice drake. However you want to do it, it's yours to use. We've got Stitch, Naga, the Voronoi, and another of the Voronoi hull, and then the Verdansk Dam and the Verdansk TV station. So that's going to be that for the backgrounds. That's pretty much everything that's in this thumbnail pack, you guys. If you want to see how you can quickly create a thumbnail using this pack, stick around. I'm going to go ahead and showcase that right now. 1920 by 1080. So we're just going to create a quick thumbnail using one of the 3D renders. Let's go in and we will hide the effects. Let's grab a background. Let's do this season 2 background. That's this one. We're going to click and drag it over to our thumbnail and we're going to line it up. Okay. Then we're going to grab a... Honestly, you could have done the gun one on that one. That doesn't look so bad. All right, so we grab him. We brought him over to our thumbnail here. I'm going to actually take the background. I'm going to do something called an iris blur. Now, before I do that, I'm going to right click on the Season 2 BG and I'm going to convert it to a smart object just in case I want to take some of these filters off later. So we're going to go in and we're going to do Blur Gallery, Iris Blur. And I'm going to drag it down to the bottom, and this is to create a depth of field effect. I'm going to drag the right side out and bring in the focal point a little bit more, maybe drag it down just a little bit more. So that it's like slowly getting more and more blurry the further back in the photo. All right, so then I'm going to turn the blur up just a little bit. And I'm going to turn up the light bokeh or bokeh and use bokeh color as well. Okay. And I'm going to hit OK. And that just puts the character more in focus. Now, behind the character, I'm going to go ahead and create a new layer on top of the background underneath the character layer. Set it to linear dodge. I'm going to take a big soft brush. So I'm going to set it to like, I don't know, 500 maybe? Yeah, around 500. I'm gonna take one of the bright colors from the background. There's a lot of green, so maybe we'll go with a green color. And I'm just going to click behind the character just to give him some more, give him some more focus. It basically just separates him from the background. And then on top of the character, I'll also do the same thing. I'll create another layer, zoom out a little bit, and I'm going to just add, I'm gonna make the brush a little bigger just so I get the very edge of it. I'm just gonna add a little bit of that to him there. I'm gonna turn it down. I'm gonna turn the one in the background down a little bit too. And then from there, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go back to the thumbnail pack. I'm going to grab in the effects folder the smoke, and we're just going to click and drag it over. I'm going to position it somewhere here, somewhere that I want. I'm going to put it behind him. It's already set to screen. I'm going to actually scale this up, so Control T to transform. I'm going to scale this up because I really just want the edges to have smoke. I don't want it to be smoky all throughout the image. Now you'll notice we have this weird hard edge in the top right corner. I like to click down here on Add Layer Mask and then grab a brush, make sure the mask is selected in the layer palette, and set my color to black, and I just go over that edge so it disappears. And I take out some of these wispy parts too. Okay. All right, so we got some smoke behind him. I'm also going to add some smoke in front of him, so I'm going to duplicate that, bring it above him, and maybe I'll move it around a little bit so he has some little wispies, so you can click and drag and put this wherever you like. I'm going to make it smaller. And this just places him in the scene a little bit more so that it's not just like boom, character. And I'm going to adjust that layer mask on that second one, so because we have some hard edges here. All right. Now, if you want to color your smoke, you can. Well, how I like to do is I like to go down here to the create new fill or adjustment layer down at the bottom of the palette, and I do solid color, and then I'll choose a color. I want the smoke to have kind of like a green feeling to it. Then you'll hold down Alt on your keyboard and click in between the two layers so it applies only to that. Now you'll notice it's not quite doing what we want it to, and that's because we haven't set it to color. So if you go here and go to the blending mode for the layer and click on color, boom, now we have like this greenish smoke. And you can turn the opacity down of the smoke a little bit. Just gives it a little bit of dimension. All right, now from there, I think I want to add, I want to adjust the colors of Wolf a little bit. So I think I'm gonna maybe use one of my color corrects. So we're gonna go into the color correction folder. We'll do the easy bright because I feel like he's a little dark and I don't want to really adjust him. I just want to kind of use the color correct instead, so it's non-destructive. All right, so we put that on top and you see it instantly brightened up the thumbnail. I'm gonna put it towards the top, the very top. Instantly brightened up the thumbnail. Now you do lose a little bit of saturation when you do that, but we're gonna fix that in the end, so don't worry about that. All right, now from here, maybe we'll add another 3D effect. We'll add the bullet drop. So we'll go to effects. We will go to the 50 cal bullet drop. We'll grab it, bring it over to that layer, to that document, and drop it. And then we just want to line it up. You can scale it and do basically whatever you want to it. I'm going to blur it so it's not so in focus. We're gonna go filter, blur, Gaussian blur. You can also do an iris blur here. And I'm going to set the Gaussian blur to something kind of low, like a 5. Yeah, that works. Now from here, I'm just going to go ahead back to the thumbnail pack and I'm gonna grab this new tag that I made for you guys. Let me hide the 3D renders. I created this new tag for you guys and we'll just slap that on there. I'm going to adjust it a little bit, like that. Make it a little bigger. And then I'm gonna put a drop shadow on that. So layer, layer style, drop shadow. Make sure that the angle is the way that I want it to be. Put it to black. I'm gonna make the size bigger. Distance. There we go. Okay, and we can move him over if we wanted to, but we're gonna wanna move the other effects that we did too. I'm gonna grab this glow that we put behind him, the smoke, him, and then the other smoke, and we're just gonna drag it over. Yeah, right there. Right there is good. And then we can adjust the tag if we wanted to, make the tag bigger. All right, and then from there you can add whatever you want. You can add a kill skull on the top right, you can add some other effects that you might have, however you want to do it. I'm going to just take the entire thumbnail, so I click on the very top layer, I go to the bottom layer, while holding shift, I click, then I click on the folder to group it, I then click and drag the folder onto this new duplicate, I merge it, and then I'm going to convert it to a smart object, go to filter, camera raw filter, and we're gonna bring in some of that saturation that we lost. So there we go. Add some clarity, texture. Bring up the shadows a little bit. I'm gonna sharpen him. And then in the very last part, I'm going to go to the vignette effect and I'm going to add a medium. Yeah, we'll do a medium vignette. And boom, you have a thumbnail ready to rock. Took you what, all of 5-6 minutes? I hope this was helpful for you guys. If it was, be sure to hit that thumbs up button, like the video, and subscribe for more content. I'll be releasing packs and updates to these packs as time goes on. So I hope this is helpful to you guys, and I hope you're having a lovely day. Wash your hands, wear your mask, socially distance, and yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!